Today we're gonna make meatloaf. So your ingredients you will need, I'm using 2.5 pounds of meat. You can cut this recipe in half, but I have a family of 6, so using 2.5 pounds of meat, 1 cup of milk, 1 chopped up green bell pepper. I put mine in my food processor and kind of almost puree it because my family's funny about feeling chunks of bell pepper. One small chopped onion, 2 cloves of garlic chopped up real good, some pepper, some Worcestershire sauce, some breadcrumbs. My favorite to use is this Progresso Italian style. Some ground mustard, some salt, some ketchup, and 2 eggs. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to mix all of your ingredients in a big bowl except for, come up here, except for your ketchup. And you're also going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So let's get this all in there. And drop in your green bell pepper. You can also add a half a cup of red bell pepper if you want, but it's fine just like this. This is 1 small chopped white onion, your garlic, just get it all in there. About a tablespoon of, pause it for a second. Alright, sorry about the delay, we had to get the baby to be quiet for you. Alright, so you're going to put your Worcestershire sauce in here. It's about a tablespoon. I've been doing this a long time, so I'm not going to measure it. But you're just gonna, there we go. Oh, thank God, oh man. Alright, and about a teaspoon of pepper. Again, I'm not measuring because I've done this so many times. And about another teaspoon to a half of salt. About a half a teaspoon of ground mustard. You don't want a whole lot of this, but you want some. And your milk. It looks gross, you said?
Yes.
It's going to taste good, though.
I know it does, but it looks gross.
Alright, and you're going to put about 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs. So now, at this point, are you looking at me? So now, at this point, I'm going to take off my ring and wash my hands with some dial soap because you're going to have to mix this with your hands. And just a little tip, it's about to be really cold, so get ready for that. Alright. Okay, before I start mixing all this, because I know my hands are about to be dirty, I'm going to go ahead and spray my pan with some non-stick spray. There we go. Alright, just because I don't want to have to grab this in a minute when my hands are all disgusting. Alright, let's look at it. Here it goes. This is the only way to do this, guys.
Ew.
You can try to do this with a spoon, but I'm telling you, it just isn't going to work out. And a little tip, if you ever want to make meatballs, you would follow this exact recipe, just add more breadcrumbs. Makes really good meatballs. Alright, just gonna keep mixing that. And if you feel like it's too loose, like it's not holding together, good, just add you some more breadcrumbs. If you feel like it's too dry and too compact, add you a little bit more milk. Just kind of go off the texture. This actually looks like it's gonna be just fine. I may add a little bit more breadcrumbs. I'm sure y'all can hear the baby. I guess he just wants to be in this video. Alright, I am going to add a little bit more breadcrumbs, just because I like mine to hold together really well. So I added about 1/4 cup more. Pause it. Okay, let's look at this meatloaf. See, it's held together really well. It's sticking together really well. That's when you know it's ready. So, I'm just going to transfer it over to the pot.
It looks like brains.
Sorry, guys. That's a 10-year-old videographer for you.
It really does.
I have all the meatloaf in here. It's all packed in good. It's tight. He's excited, you know. So, all right. I'm just gonna put ketchup across the top like this. You can also use barbecue sauce if you're more of a barbecue sauce fan. You put barbecue sauce across the top. Now, come over here to this bowl. And you'll see I still had a lot of meatloaf mixture left over. So I'm just going to roll these into some meatballs. And I'm going to put them in the freezer for another day for like spaghetti or just meatballs by themselves or meatball subs. Whatever. So this is how you do it. Just take it, roll it in your palm like that. So it's nice and firm. And then I'm just going to drop them in a Ziploc bag. I'm going to write the date on them and stick them in the deep freezer. And one day we'll have meatballs ready. If you run into the same issue I had where you had some left over, there you go, meatballs. So let's put our meatloaf, not our meatballs, our meatloaf is going to go in the oven. I've already had it preheated to 350, and we're going to cook it for about 45 to 50 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer, and I'll see you guys back. Alright, so while I was picking up everything, waiting on the meatloaf to cook, I realized I forgot to put the eggs in the mixture. So it's not going to hurt it, it's still going to cook just fine. The eggs kind of helps hold everything together, makes it tight, but you saw I added extra breadcrumbs, so it's going to hold together tight anyway. But when you're making it, when you're mixing everything together in the big bowl, add you 2 raw eggs in there too, and just mix it all together too. So it's going to be just fine without it if you forget it like I did, but just so you know, I forgot the eggs. Alright, let's check on our meatloaf. We got about 7 minutes left. About 10 minutes ago, I drained the grease out of it, and I stuck a thermometer in it. It's not quite the temperature we want. For beef, you want it to be about 160. It's not quite there yet, so keep on cooking. While we wait on the meatloaf, I'm going to show you how to make mashed potatoes. It really surprises me that there's a lot of people who don't know how to do this, but I'm going to show you today. So first, we're going to be using Idaho Spuds mashed potatoes. I'm going to make enough for a serving of 4. So we're going to put 1 1/4 water in your pot, 2 tablespoons of butter, and about a teaspoon and a half of salt. Y'all know, if y'all watch me cook, I don't measure. Alright, and you're going to turn this on to a boil. So when it starts boiling, I'll come back. I'm going to cover it to make it go faster. Alright, we have boiling water. So once it gets to a boil, you're actually going to turn the heat off. Add 2/3 a cup of milk. 1 1/2 cups of potato flakes. And you're going to stir this up with a fork. If it doesn't quite look thick enough for you, which mine doesn't quite look thick enough for me, you can add some more flakes in there. You just mix this to the consistency that your family likes. If you like them super thick, add more potatoes. If you like them a little more soupy, don't add more potatoes. I still think I'm going to add just a tiny bit more. Because I know you can't see it good, but they're still kind of soupy. Alright, that looks about good to us. So, mashed potatoes are done. I'm going to set them to the side. I got some vegetables steaming in the microwave, and meatloaf is still cooking. Okay, so our timer has beeped on the meatloaf. Our temperature gauge, it won't come into focus, but it says it's good. So we're going to take it out.